but she's black. Mylira Green, man, she can talk to us about relationships. And there you are. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Supercalifragilistic, you know the rest. I'm
Yeah.
great. I'm outstanding. I'm in love, just like you
Yeah.
know. And I wish you could come down to Wilmington. I mean, to Winston-Salem, North Carolina. That would be great
Hmm.
if you could do that this weekend. All next week we're there, from
Okay.
Sunday until the following Sunday. So
Okay.
if you can get in, please come and see us. Hi, and how are you?
I am doing well. I am. Today my son is actually home, so he was jumping around earlier and trying to get in, but he's down there with Trey, so we good. I'm doing the mommy thing today, but I cannot complain at all.
Don't complain. They'll blame it on you. They're gonna say it was your fault.
Yeah.
Nah, we have nothing to complain about. We have so much joy and so much light given to us that we can overlook the little things that didn't quite work out the way we'd like to. What
Absolutely.
you got something for us today?
Yeah, so I was asked, like, how am I going through my divorce process the way that I am, in
Mhm.
peace? And what I wanted to talk with people about is when the end of a relationship or the end of something, whether it's on a job, romantically, or friends, whatever, you
Mhm.
don't necessarily have to make it drama, and it's not a meal ticket either. And that's one thing that I would say that has helped me in my situation. I didn't look at this separation as a way for me to run to the bank, but I looked at it as a way for me to really be able to live the life that I desire to live. And I put my children first in everything that I do. Because I know there are some people who's going through the same process that I am that isn't so lucky. It's not peaceable. It's kind of like, what can I get from that person? And I just want to tell anybody who is facing, whether it's a divorce, an end of an employment, or whatever you're ending, don't look at it as a way to get back, but look at it as a way of, what can I do to go forward? And even as you guys were talking about, the election that's coming up as well, I have watched The Secret, I read The Secret, and the one thing that it talks about is focus on what you want, not what you don't want. Because if we continue to focus on the person we don't want to be in office, that person is going to be in office, because all of our focus and our attention is on that. And it's the
That's
same
right.
comes to relationships. I'm not focused on the pain and hurt that I felt. I acknowledged it. I'm okay with what it felt like. But what I focused on was the love that I really wanted in my life. What I focused on is how I wanted my children to continue to prosper once all of this was said and done. And now we're
Yeah.
looking at almost the end, and I'm able to walk in peace because I'm manifesting what my focus was. My focus wasn't on things falling apart, or, us arguing or it not working out. My focus was like, okay, God, you're giving me an opportunity to live the life that you destined me to live. And I'm going to focus on that. And that's what's manifesting now.
Wow. And you're doing it with relationship, but that's also true with everything
Mm-hmm.
in your life. Whatever you're focusing on, the universe is going to make it expand,
Yep.
because whatever you focus on creates the vibration, and the vibration was all about, and the universe expands that vibration. It don't do judgment. It don't say, well, he don't want more pain. If you keep talking about your pain, it gives you more pain, because it vibrates and it expands whatever the vibration is. So I love how you applied that to relationship. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Uh, I see a lot of movement going on with Stray. Stray, are you putting your hand up? Is that what I'm seeing? Or are you just moving about? Are you trying to get in to say something, or what?
Um,
You seeing?
it was both. I just want to tell
Okay.
Mylira, I saw you in Vegas, girl. I saw y'all. I saw y'all in Vegas, and it looked so much fun. I'm just so happy for you. I've never been married. I've never been in that direction, but I just want to say, if getting divorced and being happy like that, then I might want to do that. I might want to do that.
You want to get divorced so you can get happy?
Listen,
What?
I just tell people this, at the end of the day, it hasn't been just roses, and I haven't been that person that just made it seem that way. But what I will say is, when I realized that all things genuinely work out for my good, then I had to say, God, if this is what you want to happen, I'm going to surrender, no matter what people think. Because before me actually going through a divorce, I was that judgmental Christian that'd be like, well, you didn't do enough to work on it. You didn't go to counseling. You didn't, even with me being a couples counselor, I thought that everybody could fix it. But now what I realize
Mm.
is, I cannot control what God's timing is for my life. I can't control his writing about my life. And even when we do want to talk about religion, yesterday somebody was talking to me about, monogamy, polyamory, like all of that stuff. And I said, even if we go to the text, right, biblically, I don't know anybody in the Bible that was just husband and wife. It was husband and 100 wives and concubines and things like that. So we go into a text that don't even explain what monogamy is, or even explain what being faithful is, or things like that. So what I had to learn in my own experience is I had to let God define what my journey was going to look like. That's like we got a bunch of calls while we was in Vegas. Hey, did y'all go there to get married? And we're like, no, like we're gonna do the regular steps that everybody else is supposed to do.
Right.
But it gave me permission though to really focus on what I genuinely want in my life, which is that true love, which is that happiness that I define, because nobody else can define that for me. And my divorce allowed for me to do that. And did it hurt at first? Heck yeah. But now on the other side of it, I have so much joy and I'm grateful for it.
Oh, this is fantastic. Hey, what's up?
Good morning, the lovely Mylira.
Good morning.
First of all, I love the earrings always. But I just want to say this: I'm on board with Straya and Boss and everybody else that's not an actual natural born hater. You look good, you sound good. You got to be a natural born hater to hate anything about what's going on with you. But you, I've experienced what you're going through right now. I experienced it. I've been married. No, I'm like you. I was happy.
How many times? How many times? Just once?
I've only been married once.
I've done it.
I was only married once, and I learned my lesson. But I'm joking. I was like you. I was determined to come out and find happiness, and people do not know that. You said something very important. You decided to let God define what you were doing, but it also taught you something. Like you said, I was one of those hypocritic people. People need to learn from you. Your story needs to be told all across the world. You are a book. You are a movie. Your situation is a movie that women need to see, because you are definitely experiencing what a lot of women experience, but they don't know how to experience it healthy. You're doing it the healthy way, and that's why they gave you all the letters. All the letters. You got more letters than the BLT community. You're the only people that beat them. But I love you, and I'm just so happy you're happy.
Thank you. And I did just see that comment on there where it says, well, Jesus' mother and father were married. Yes, they were. It was just them two. But think about the story that got them there. They almost didn't make it there. So it's that space of like, I appreciate when we do that, but I'm not saying it to bash my religion. I'm a Christian, hands down. But what I do want to advocate is, before we judge what people are going through, learn the person and see what God is really trying to do through those people before we allow for our fears and our judgments to tell people how to live. That's my biggest point.
So basically you saying that it's okay to have a couple of hoes when you get divorced.
All I'm gonna say is I had some free months. That's all.
Wait, no, seriously, I'm joking with you, but this is a question that I really want to ask you. You talked about it the last time you were here. How do you take negative conversation? Meaning, like, because you move so fast. So I know that you human. So I know for a fact that people say things like to you, Mylira, how can you know that this is it? Or how can you move so fast? How do you deal with the negativity? I'm so serious. How do you deal with the negativity and still be so happy? But besides how he make you feel, I'm saying, because sometimes those are the closest people to you that'll say that to you. You know what I'm saying?
So it was hard at first, and the people that I heard that from was mainly from the church. Because as him and I were starting to come together, because here's the thing, my divorce is not final until October. So then it's the question of, well, you're in this relationship and you're moving forward and you're doing certain things and you haven't legally signed any paperwork. Like, a bunch of people had all these questions. And because of that, I was hosting that big conference at my church. And it became a question. It was like, well, when is her divorce even final? How they posting pictures of each other? How does she even know? Like, I was getting those questions from the church. And for me, it was a struggle, because I was like, well, dang, did y'all want me to just be miserable and quiet and not do anything? Like, I don't know what you expect from me. But what I will say that has given me a peace, and I'm not even going to lie about it, it was God. The day before I met Trey, I am pulling up in Funny Bone. My first weekend without my children. I told my mom, I said, Mom, I don't want to think about what's going on. I want to take you out to go see a comedian. I don't even remember who we went to go see. And I am backing up my vehicle. And I literally hear, you're going to find your husband in church. And I was like, but God, I still got a husband. What you mean I'm gonna find a husband? Because me and him got this comedy thing. And he said, no, you're gonna find your husband in church. And I told my mom, and my mom was like, Mylira, you travel the world, you go to LA now, you do all this stuff. Why at the church? And I said, I don't know. That's what God just told me. That same day after, I sat next to Trey. And we have been around each other for the last, when I say decades, like decades. His people know me, I know his people, all of that. Like my people know him, but we never met until God gave me that. So when people are like, how do you know what's right? What is whatever? It's because God spoke to me and I trust the voice of the Father. So is it hard when people judge? Absolutely. You know, do I ever want people to feel some type of way because my stuff is not final? I am very courteous about other people's feelings and things like that. But nobody can tell me what God is doing in my life. And I'd rather be that person that is vocal and transparent for that woman that is just like me, that's like, yo, like I'm in the same boat that you are in, but I don't feel like I can be happy because I don't want nobody else to feel some type of way. So guess what, sis? I'm gonna post those pictures. Guess what, sis? I'm gonna continue to post pictures of my children and their father and all of us together so that people can see like you can do this the right way. I'm not gonna bash my children's father. Y'all gonna see us out in the community together, and you're gonna see me in Vegas with the love of my life, and you're gonna hear me say that this is gonna be my forever husband. That's what literally gives me that confidence, because God is not a God of a box. Like God is a big God that loves us, that wants us to be happy. He don't want us to be miserable. There's so, like I was married for 10 years. And the things that I started to tell people my story, they're like, what in the ham sandwich? And it's because I was so afraid about what other people were going to say. So if my life can get somebody to live however they're supposed to live, those naysayers, they're miserable. So the people that's asking me, oh, is your divorce final? Is your divorce final? The people that's asking me, well, why are you posting these pictures? Don't you post pictures of who you want to be with? So that's literally what gave me peace, is I know it's God. If it wasn't God, then I would have.
You got that fire. That's it. Yes. God, and you got that fire too down there. Yeah. Yo, okay. Got it.
Well, we're out of time. We are out of time. We gotta keep going. This was fantastic this morning. Yeah. You came in here and put it down, gave us a lot of wisdom, and I appreciate that. And I love you so much, because for me, you're just a hero. You're an example of how to actually live your life. Because you was talking about it before it fell out of line. And when it fell out of line, you didn't retreat and you didn't make excuses. You lived unapologetically and continued to move forward as the great queen that you are. And that is an example for all of us to see and follow. So I'm really blown away and honored to know you. God bless you.
I just wanted everybody to see for 1 second the beautiful Mylira Green.
Oh, and we hope you come to Winston.
I'm gonna look at my schedule, because y'all not too far from me, from the area that I am here in Hampton Roads, Virginia. So we'll see if we can make that trip down there with you guys.
All right, so tell us what you had coming up next.
Yeah, so something really dope. There is this thing that's called Unleash the Champion, that's hosted by Cornea Futrell, and I will be one of the panelists presenting in front of Stedman himself. And I actually have a VIP breakfast with him and workshop, and I have been following her movement for basically my entire life. She's my aunt. So to be able to be asked to be that mental health expert means so much to me. So August the 3rd here in Portsmouth, Virginia, I will be doing that conference. If you use Mylira, you get 10% off when you do the checkout. I'm also going to be doing a few podcast things coming up, but I am going back to the workplace. So that's going to be something new for federal employees. So I'll be working as a military family counselor. So that will be something shifting coming up as well. And you can find me at www.myliratransforms.com. I will be pulling back from my business a little bit, but I will still be speaking and making appearances as needed.
Aw.
Leave
Woo,
us
woo.
with a woo, woo, woo.
Woo, woo, woo.
God bless you and we love you. Give it up, Mylira Green, LS, LCSW, and more
She
letters
said
than I can
Stedman
spell.
Oprah boyfriend.
That's licensed clinical social worker. Okay. I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said she said Stedman